echoes, and
I
maybe somebody will get on here in a few minutes. It's kind of early, so it
Well,
would
people
have to
are
be
around at different times of day, so who knows?
right. Have to be a morning person.
But
But
it's
yeah,
okay because we're just testing anyway.
right. This is just a chill conversation live anyway. But yeah, I was so disappointed about when I played back the live. I was like, it was a lot of great information. The chatters were, responding really good with questions of their own and great answers. And Nikki had great answers. And I was so disappointed because of that feedback loop. And, I couldn't hear it. So I was just very disappointed. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
like I said,
technology,
hopefully
man.
so. Right. Hopefully some people will hop on. Let me see if I can I'm gonna message Tanya real quick and be like, "Hey, make sure we're not echoing."
Yeah, we need a tester.
We need a tester. Yeah, and I wish someone had have said something last night because I may not have been able to fix it because it was probably just a technical issue that was going on.
I was trying to, but you were so quiet and Nikki was by comparison loud. Like it wasn't her fault, but just the way that the sound was, I couldn't
Yeah.
hear my screen reader to do the chat.
I'm so surprised nobody said anything. I was like, "Oh, I wish somebody would have said something." Because Nikki said, "I thought I was only echoing to myself." She said, "I could hear the echo," but I told her, I said, "Well, I can't hear an echo." So she thought it was just her phone. So that's
Well,
why she kept continuing with it. And
man,
nobody said anything in the chat, so we didn't know.
I was trying to, but I couldn't.
Well, we
It
have one
probably
person on here. Maybe they'll tell us. Um, Whoever hops on, can you let us know if either myself or Nicole has an echo? We'd really like to know that. And they left. Okay, well, bye-bye. Like, nope, don't want to help you with that. Sorry. Jenny said she's going to come look. Yay.
cool.
All right. I told her thank you. So I wasn't echoing last night. I sounded really low, and my guest was echoing and sounded really loud. So hopefully we just both sound neutral.
Yeah, it would be good if we could strike a balance here.
Yes, balance is good.
Hey, we've even balanced our dolls. Like we've got two different types of dolls represented here.
Right. We got a
We've
silicone
got a
and
high-end silicone and what a lot of people think of as a starter doll. I don't, but this is a Paradise Galleries. And she's been modified. She's got a reborn body, and I've weighted her, and her name is Lily.
well, she's adorable. I love Lily and I love her little bunny. Okay, we have two people on. So can you guys tell us if we sound okay? And is either one of us echoing?
Hello.
Nobody's saying anything yet. We're just trying to figure it out.
I mean, I
Okay,
guess worst case scenario, you can watch it back.
I guess. Oh, we had the two people that I was asking left, and now one person is back. So we'll see if they answer. Jenny, is that you? She's supposed to be coming on here, so I don't know if that's her yet or not. Because there's no chat. No chat is showing up yet, so I don't know. But yeah, I just want to make sure that it's not a technical issue with my phone. So, since I have this whole series planned for lives, and it's going to be so much fun. Like I had so much fun last night. Nikki had fun. And even though there was like a terrible feedback loop, I've gotten, comments from the people that were there saying, I loved this. It was so informative. I can't wait for your other lives." So that makes me feel good. I'm like, "Okay, everybody likes this." So
And
I
maybe it
wanna make
didn't
sure.
sound bad to everybody.
Oh, it does, because on the playback, it's horrible. So I was like, "Oh my gosh." But my main thing is, like, I just want everybody to let me know, like, because you may be hearing a terrible feedback loop, but I'm not hearing it, and she could hear it on her end. But when I told her I didn't hear an echo, she, like I said, she just thought it was her phone. So nobody said anything. So that kind of confirmed it for her that it was just to her.
Yeah.
So, I don't want that to happen again. And, I want the lives to go smooth. And if I had to use like a different device or a tablet or something, like I was going to figure that out if it was my particular phone, something, an issue with my phone causing it.
Well, let's find something to converse about so that anybody who does come on can hear some back and forth and maybe give some meaningful feedback if they feel like it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, I discovered a new whoa, now I'm hearing echo. Oh,
Oh
no, it's
no.
gone. It's gone, it's gone. I discovered a new trick for hair care with my dolls that have synthetic hair, which are a lot of them because I have 12 Paradise Galleries dolls. And I
Oh,
have, a few other dolls with wigs. My child-sized Reborn has a wig. And, yeah, so I learned that wig spray for synthetic wigs is also great for synthetic rooted hair. And I tried it last night. I tried it on this girl and a few others, and I think she had the most amazing results. Synthetic afro hair is really hard to care for, more so than mohair, and
well,
it
that's good that
mattes.
you found something.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I did trim. She had some long hair at the top, and I trimmed her a little bit, but, like, this feels almost new now. I'm so excited.
Well, I think most everybody, especially ones who are comfortable with changing up little things about their dolls, like changing their body out and all that. I think we've all snipped on some hair because I know I have. Like I've gotten a doll in and I'm like, that's cute, but I think it needs to be a little bit shorter right here, a little bit shorter there. So, we've all done that. But
I'm
that
usually scared too. I'm usually scared too because I can't see what I'm
used to
doing.
be. I used to be because I'd be like, oh, it can't grow back. So, but now that I know how to root myself, I don't worry so much about it because I'm like, worst case scenario, I can just replace that little patch of hair. So I don't worry so much anymore now that I know how to root.
That's good that you can do that.
Yes. And
But,
I get in the mode too. I'm telling you, like I sat down with that Brooklyn and I had her head rooted 75% in 2 days. And that's a big headed doll.
that's
The
crazy.
Crawling Brooklyn by Bountiful Baby. And then I ended up, Tanya and I did some, trading stuff around. And so Tanya got her back and then she finished. It looked like she had like a pizza slice on the back of her head that needed rooted. Like that's all that was left, like a little triangle. Fans of Sunset Diva. Hi. That is a really cool name. Oh, can you let us know? Is either one of us echoing and can you hear us both equally fine? Because last night I did a live and there was lots of technical sound issues that me and my guests were not aware of. Jeannie said, I can't find your live.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'll just share the link with her. Okay, good. Fans of Sunset Divas said, yes, I can hear both of you and there's no echo. Okay,
Yay.
so I guess I'm gonna have to just ask my guests to wear earbuds. Maybe that's the answer so that your feedback is not coming through and looping and causing an issue.
I mean, that
Maybe
kinda
that's
seems yeah, because if you're not wearing earbuds, then the sound coming through your phone speaker is gonna be picked up by your phone mic.
Right, and that makes sense, so
You know, I just noticed, like, when I was doing her hair last night, she has the finest rooting that I've ever seen on a factory doll.
I've seen some like that, like, they even though, it's not, like, micro rooted or anything, it's still close together, so it looks fine. Alright,
I
I'm gonna send
mean,
it to Jenny
that's
because I feel like
amazing.
find it. Yeah. Doop. There we go. I just sent her the link because she said she couldn't find the live to come on, so that's weird.
Sometimes there's a
Okay.
delay in their showing up.
Uh, Sunset Diva said, "The dolls are so cute." Thank you.
Thank you.
We have, like, 2 we were just talking earlier how we have, like, a balance. We have, like, a silicone and a paradise gallery, so it's like we're representing both spectrums, both ends of the doll collecting. There you are. Jenny said, "Just found it right before you sent the link." Sunset Diva told us that we are not echoing and that she can hear both of us just fine, so that makes me feel so much better because I was so worried it was my device causing it, and I was gonna have to, like, use a tablet or something on my end, but Nicole is wearing earbuds, so that's the answer. My guest needs to wear earbuds,
I
and
pretty
it'll
much
stop the
live in
feedback.
earbuds, so it was just a no-brainer for me.
Okay, good. So Jenny said there's no echo on her end either. So good. I just hate that the live last night did that because it was a great live and it was very informative. And like I said, it was a peaceful discussion. There was a lot of facts presented and there was also opinions included, and sometimes they were different from mine. And everybody was so just very peaceful and I love that. But I mean that I set the tone for that. Like, and that's gonna be the way all my lives are. Like, it's not gonna be anything dramatic about it. It's gonna be helpful and factual information, and, yeah, that's the way all of them are gonna be. So, I'm just glad that everybody enjoyed it so much, but I hate the fact that the sound quality was terrible. It was awful, and
That's
so
an unfortunate thing about a live, you can't recreate it.
no.
Like, if you mess up one of your own videos, you can recreate it,
Right.
but for a live, you really can't. Um, but on the subject that you were talking about last night, I didn't start having sound issues, really badly until after you had talked about the history of reborns and how they came from, people modifying manufactured toys to look more realistic.
Yes,
And I
and that
was
is
just
when the sound changed for us. Like, remember we were saying we could barely hear each other?
yeah,
At that moment, all of a sudden, Nikki was extremely loud, and I was like, "Oh, there you are," because she went from sounding like I was talking to her through a phone speaker that wasn't on speakerphone to boom, here she is, and then that's when all of the problems started.
yeah. But it got me thinking, because these Paradise Galleries dolls, like the one that I'm holding now, I've modified her. I'll say partially reborned her. I didn't do anything to her paint, but I did give her a little bit of a hair trim and I changed her body to a bigger one because the body that she came on was too small and I weighted her. Um these types of dolls are typically rated for like 3 and up.
Yeah. Well,
Now
you're up.
yeah, I hate to think what would happen to this hair in the hands of a 3-year-old, but anyway.
Right.
Um, they're safe for children, that's the point. But it occurred to me that ever since, reborns became a thing, manufactured dolls have actually taken greater strides to, like, meet them halfway and have become
Yeah,
more
I think they're
realistic.
trying to appeal to a broader audience.
Because, like, I think that this is one of my most realistic manufactured dolls, just in her sculpting.
I think so too. She looks very realistic. I like the way she looks. I'm gonna change Eliel
I
while
mean,
you're
look at
talking.
this face, like and I took her to work once because a coworker wanted to see, an example of a doll that she could have and enjoy, like, as an adult, and that she could also share with her little granddaughter when she got a little bit older.
Yeah.
And so I took Lily to work, and no, it wasn't Lily, it was the same doll, though. My 2 roommates and I at the time had one of these dolls that we shared between us, and I took her. And I didn't think anything about just, like, leaving her attached to the back of my chair. She was in a little carrier, and I just hung her on the back of my chair at my workstation and walked off to go get something or go to the bathroom or whatever. I came back, and there were, like, 5 or 6 people around my station, and I couldn't even get to it because somebody had looked over and thought that there was a baby and freaked out.
They're like, "This woman done brought her baby to work."
Well, I don't know what she thought, like, I had been sitting next to her all morning and working next to her, and she didn't say anything, and so I just walked off, and I came back, and she was like, "I thought that was a baby, I thought somebody had sneaked inside and
You're
left a
like,
child."
"Oh, no, it's not a baby." Well, it is a baby, but it's a fake one.
So then I had to get her out, and everybody had to hold her, and people were, like, walking her up and down the floor, showing their friends, and it was funny because I think in the Reborn world, we take the high level of detail for granted, and so we don't expect a doll like this, that's less detailed in the painting, to come off as real.
Right.
But most people aren't used to that level of detail.
No, they see it as, even though we have seen more detail, so we see it as, "Oh, it's cute, but it looks more like a doll." But to people who have never seen reborns and silicones, like higher end dolls, collectible dolls in person, to compare it to, when they see that, they think that is super realistic because they haven't seen anything any different. And I remember one of my it was when I think I was on IGTV, and one of my commenters said, she was talking about having a Lee Middleton doll, and she come on there and she was talking about how, her collection had grown and evolved. I think I was talking about, like, did you start off with different types of dolls and then move up, or do you have a combo of each? And she said that one time she had a Lee Middleton doll, and her grandfather came over, and he saw the doll sitting there, and she had it sitting in like a little infant seat. And so he thought she was babysitting, and then he asked her when was the baby's parents going to come pick it up. And she said, "That's a doll. That's my Lee Middleton doll." And that's exactly the point she made. She said he had never seen a reborn, so to him, the Lee Middleton was very realistic, and because it was asleep, so he thought it was a sleeping baby
Well,
in the wheelchair.
did you know Lee Middleton dolls used to come with warnings to not leave them unattended, like, in a car or in public spaces?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
I was really into Lee Middleton when they were still around. I couldn't buy them, but I looked at them all the time. And, yeah, they had warnings, like, on their website and stuff not to leave even their newborn nursery babies, which were, like, the ones that you could go and adopt from nursery centers at stores.
Yeah.
They had warnings with them, like, not to leave them because people could mistake them for real babies.
Yeah, and you might come out with your car window busted out.
Right.
I'm putting
And
this little
so
outfit on him that I got when we were in Franklin when I met Sandra for her to pick up that adorable pram she got. It's like a creepy, like old style pram, and she had a vampire baby she was gonna put in it,
Oh my
and
goodness.
we met and went shopping and stuff, and all this stuff was on sale. Like, I got this outfit, like, super cheap, and it's really cute. It was like
I put
$7.
I put her outfit together from, like, random pieces, like, this didn't come together. Her little sweater and these little leggings and then the little pink socks.
Well, she looks really cute. I'm trying to get Elio at a good angle here because I'm sitting on the floor in front of him, and he is on this little play mat, and the way the because the live is vertical, so it is, like, extremely hard to get him at a good angle.
I think if I were gonna change a baby on a live, I'd have to hold her like this and, like, do it in my lap to feel comfortable.
Well, I'm surprised I'm even able to sit like this because of, like, my back issues and stuff, but so far, it's not giving me any trouble, so
Oh, she can put her hands in her pocket, I just realized.
this is a really cute aw, this is a really cute long sleeve Mickey Mouse outfit, and he looks adorable in it. I think I'm gonna
Aw.
change his positioning once I get him dressed. I'm gonna get him off of the playmat.
He has to feel really heavy.
He is, he weighs almost 12 pounds. He's
That's
11.
crazy.
I did a
Let's
video showing how much he weighed. I think it was 11.4 or something,
let's
but
see,
he
let's
feels
put her
much heavier than that.
Oh, yeah, because it's not living weight.
Right.
Let's put her
It
little
feels
hood up
like
and
you're
just have
picking up a
her
20-pound baby.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I love it though because he's so chunky. When you pick him up, he feels like a real baby that looks this chunky would feel. Like you wouldn't expect them to be light, and he's definitely not light. Like, when I come to visit, you're gonna have a lot of fun with him.
I might be scared to pick him up.
Main Cloud said, "It first looked so real, I thought it was real." Oh, well, thanks. That's a compliment to the artists. But we are I don't know if you collect dolls or not, but we are both, uh, I guess you would say realistic doll collectors because, um, there's Reborn Silicones, and then there's other types of realistic dolls like Paradise Galleries, uh, Ashton Drake, things like that, and Lauren.
Yeah, let's give Anne Lauren a shout out. I should have brought
Yeah,
Rowan.
whoop, whoop.
I'll
But,
have to bring
we don't
Rowan on a different
advertise a
one.
whole lot. So, anyways, we're just doing an impromptu, having a chat with each other live. And I had a live last night that unfortunately was having a lot of technical difficulties, but I think we have solved the problem because last night my guest, oh, that's so cute. He's got a hat on with Mickey Mouse ears that came with it.
Oh.
But last night my guest was echoing so bad. Like, and the live was great with great information, but all of the technical sound issues that we were having just, made the live like where, some people they couldn't even enjoy it because the feedback was so terrible and we couldn't hear it. We could tell that we didn't sound right to each other, but we didn't know that I was super low and that Nikki was super loud at one point, and then from then on she started echoing through the whole thing. And so that's why I'm going to start asking on the very beginning, is anybody echoing? Can you hear us both okay? Because I don't want to go through the whole live. And y'all, it won't hurt my feelings any if you do hear something like that to let me know, because I would rather know and try to do something to correct it than you having to endure like echoing or something when we're not aware that it's happening. Because Nikki only thought it was happening on her phone. She didn't realize that everybody could hear that. So, um,
Look at her cute little hood.
aw, she and Elio both have their little hats on.
Yep. Well, this is the day for her. It's freezing.
Right.
It is absolutely freezing.
I think I'm
So
gonna put Elio in this bouncer. I'm gonna get selling out. and I'm gonna put him in here because I don't have my swing plugged up right now.
That
And
swing is so cool. Like,
I love the swing. I love
it
it.
has such nice music for a baby item.
I'm gonna put him on this little bounce, and you'll be able to see him a lot better. And I don't care that it's a peachy pink because I don't look at colors being gender oriented myself personally. I think you should like whatever color you want. And also the fact that, look, Malala's been tearing up a toy while we've been on live. He's like, "You're distracted. I'm fixing to take care of this."
I can't believe he who must not be named has left me alone.
Yeah, let's not say his name. We'll summon him.
For those who don't know me, I have a cat who is like my world and my real baby, and also a little chaos goblin. And he is always thinking that he needs to be a part of everything that I do.
Well, he does.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He
how's that? I thought we put a little something behind his head. I wish I had a small little pillow. I do have one.
You need one of those, like, little noggin nest things for your little babies,
Yeah,
especially.
it's not that he's that little, but it's like the
No,
angle I have to have the
he's
camera at.
massive.
Yeah, it's like coming upward from his feet, and it's better in the bouncer than it was on the mat. It was really bad on the mat.
He's
But
your
I like
biggest one right now, isn't he?
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So I've got the little toys there, and that looks cute. Looks like he would really be wanna put his little arm up here like he's trying to play with a toy.
What's your favorite size? Like, if you had to pick a single size, what would be your absolute favorite? Like, if you
Um,
had to pick one?
I would say toddler because the role play that you can do with them is just so fun. And so, if I had to pick one size and stay with it, it would definitely be toddler. Oh, now you can't see his face.
I would have expected to say that at one time too, but it's become, like, the 22-inch. Like, I just absolutely love a 22-inch baby.
Put this little glass bottle with him. That's cute. Yeah, that's a great size too.
'Cause they're, like, small enough
Actually
to snuggle and then big enough that you can, like, play with them.
mhm. Well, I'm expecting one of those coming up next year. You know which one. I haven't said anything, but
Oh, I didn't know that that baby was that size.
yeah, she's 22 inches.
See, that's a kit that I'm not as familiar with, like, I knew some of the other ones that were out at the same
Yeah,
time, but
she's
not that one.
adorable. So, like, my plans for next year, I don't mind saying what my plans for next year are. I am, gonna be doing a video putting all of my Masterpiece dolls up for sale, and they will also be listed in the Masterpiece doll groups. So, my plan is to sell them off, as quickly as I can. I also have 2, ball jointed dolls that are a little over 24 inches big. They're like a 1/3 scale. I'm gonna be selling those. I actually sold those last year, and unfortunately, the lady that I sold them to passed away, and her husband got in touch
Oh.
with everyone that he knew that she had sold to because she actually had a little book, and then he was having to go through her messages to see who she had spoken to. So she had several people named, and so he found my name in her messenger chat and contacted me, and he sent them back, and I said, "Well, she bought these from me," and he goes, "Well, I don't wanna mess with any of that," and he goes, "All the people that I know, I'm just giving their dogs
Oh.
back,"
Oh,
and
bless his heart. Oh,
he
that's
said,
so
"So,
sad.
you're free to do whatever you want to with it." So, I'm gonna because of that, because she bought them and he gave them back, I am selling them at an extremely low price. So, I don't foresee having an issue selling them, so but
Oh my goodness.
I don't feel right, like, selling them at regular price when I've already been paid for them and then they were given back, but, I'll sell them for a little something, you know what I mean? Just so I know that I got a serious buyer because people, if you say, you're gonna give something away, then you get bombarded by so many people, and then somebody will
Yeah,
get mad that you didn't give it to them, and so that way, me selling it at, like, a really low price, I'll be getting a serious buyer that wants them, and
yeah.
that's the whole purpose for it, and, like I said, I'll put that money back, and I'm gonna go to the West Coast Doll Show, so, um, it'll just go toward that, so
That kinda makes you think about something that, people ask from time to time, which is like, what would you want to happen to your collection if something happened to you? I know that's
right.
kind of heavy, and maybe it's too heavy for this, but
Well, I mean, it's people have I've been asked that before. They're like, "What would you do with all your dolls if something happened?" And I'm like, "Well, I would just have to trust my husband and my son to I mean, they know all of my dolly friends,
yeah, I hope
I
they would
would
know that they could reach out for help.
yeah, I would hope they would know they could reach out to y'all. And I mean, all of y'all are in my contacts that I talk to on a regular basis. So, all they would have to do is go in my phone and be like, hey, we need to do something with these dolls. Because I would rather a collector have them, especially a collector I know that I'm friends with. Of course, after if something were to happen to me, I wouldn't even know anyways. But I would rather it, like, go to friends or something instead of just being donated somewhere and, you know, maybe go to a child that would throw it around and you know what I mean? Like, not that I would mind a child having a doll, but the collectible pieces that my dolls are, I would rather an actual collector have them.
Yeah. I think that, like, if I, like, had something that was terminal or something like that, and if I knew, then I would wanna make arrangements for people who wanted them to get them.
Yeah. Yeah, I would too.
Um,
If it was, just something suddenly, then, like I said, I would just have to trust my husband and my son to do that.
yeah. I mean, and it's hard, even with a terminal illness, like, my grandmother right now is terminally ill, and she's not a doll collector, but she has a house full of stuff, like, she's been an everything collector for a lot of her life,
Right. Oh
and
my gosh, my mom was too when we moved her into assisted living. Oh, Lord.
and yesterday, mom was talking about she was on the phone to me talking about organizing something in her house, and I said, "Oh, just the thought of going through that house one day." And she was like, "Why would you even say that? I don't wanna think about that right now."
Oh, well, my sister and I said the same thing. We were like, "Oh my gosh," like, th going through this house, and it was the biggest it was a labor of love. It was the biggest chore, and, um, it was just the fact that there was so much stuff that I mean, my mom was a very neat, clean person, very methodical about things, but in her older age, she had held on to things that really she should have thrown away, like, they weren't even
Yeah,
worth donating, and
yeah,
so we had to go through all of that, and then, um, we took to her assisted living everything that she could have with her in her room, and then, um, my sister, ended up with some things, and I ended up with some things, like, that there was it was very sentimental, it was, like, stuff that my dad had made, And so, we kept that and she kept some of the things too, but of course, only so much can fit in her room, at her assisted living. So we did that, and then there was so much stuff that we just sat out to the curb, and told people, "Free, come get it." I posted on Facebook, and man, they descended on the sidewalk like vultures. 2 hours later, all that stuff was gone that we put out there.
But at least they came and took it and you didn't have to do that.
Right. I mean, it was just gone. Like, all we had to do was clean up some little tidbits of stuff that was, like, laying around after all the stuff was gone. And I was like, "Well, that worked out good." And of course, like all of her photos and stuff and her sentimental stuff, and then daddy's like she's got pictures and stuff, her photo albums, like all that's with her, her Bible, daddy's Bible. Actually, daddy had more than one. So I have a Bible. Mama's got his last Bible he was using, and my sister Sherry has the other one. So we each have one of his Bibles that he had. So that's pretty
That's
cool.
really nice.
Yeah.
That's really, really nice.
He would only use one Bible for so long, and it has, like, notes and stuff in it, so that makes it even better because it's got
Yeah, that's
his
extra
handwriting,
precious.
and then after he would use a Bible for a few years, he would go buy a new one, and then that one, he would still keep it, so that's how he ended up with 3. And sometimes he had even more than that, but if he found a person in need that didn't have a Bible that wanted one, he would give, and that's another reason why he would get a new Bible. He would just say, "Here, you can have mine, I'll get another one."
Yeah.
And so he would just literally hand them the Bible he just preached from and say, "Here, I'll go buy a new one."
Aw.
So, I mean, he was just like that. If there was any way he could get the gospel out there, he was gonna do it. So there's lots of people that have one of daddy's Bibles. Like, I don't know how many people have contacted me saying, "I still have that Bible your dad gave me." It's got his preaching notes in it. And I was like, "Yeah, he did that a lot."
That's so sweet.
He really liked my dolls too. Like, if I told him I got a new doll, he'd say, "Well, bring it over here so we can see it." Like, he was very
Aw.
supportive in my hobby, even though he was a boomer, like most boomers are like, "That's," you know how boomers are. But, my
Well,
dad was
I
like,
don't I mean, we have people in our community who are boomers.
well, like, what I mean is, but yeah, but they like dolls. Like, most boomers that I have met, they're very, like, nonsensical, like, or not nonsensical, the opposite of nonsensical.
Non-sentimental.
Yes, it's like they they see most boomers see hobbies, or the ones that I know, as like something that is a waste of your time.
Yeah.
Because I've had a lot of people around that age who say that. They're like, why are you spending money on that? But at the same time, I can't fault them for it because they lived through the Great Depression. They went through hunger, like literal hunger, not I walk into my kitchen and I've got stuff, but I don't know what I want to eat. They literally had nothing.
Oh, so you're talking about pre-boomers actually, because the baby boom was, like, from the 1950s on.
Well, but the people that were born in the 40s were the one that was having the babies. So I was thinking that they were the boomers, the
Oh,
ones
I
that
don't
had,
know.
because
I
my
don't
mom and
know.
dad both, my dad was born in 39 and my mom was born in 44.
So they came right after the Great Depression, but they were probably raised with that mentality because their parents
Well,
remembered it.
they were because, well, my mom, she grew up very poor, and my dad his family was sharecroppers, so they were a little better off than my mom's family, but my mom's family they were just very poor. Like, my mom as a child said that she can remember them having cracks in their floor, and she would, like, stick breadcrumbs through the cracks in the floor to feed chickens that were under their house. And so they would all work for farmers, her mom and grandma, and then the children were actually being worked by the farmers when they weren't actually old enough to work. And they would pick cotton and stuff, and that's how they survived, and they supplied them a house, and it would just be like they would have, like, several houses sitting in a row, and these houses didn't even have electricity. they didn't have running water, like, they had a well outside that a community well that all the houses used. I mean, that's how poor my mom grew up, and they
Well,
had a wood cooking stove, they had to tote water to wash dishes, tote water to take a bath, like, they had a wash tub that they took a bath in, like, that's how my mom grew up.
and um, no wonder they wouldn't think about putting any money into anything that's a luxury.
Right, and so I get it. I totally get it. I don't fault anybody that feels that way that came from that era, especially because or even someone from today's time who's been through a rough time because
Well, I mean, yeah, even for me, so I lived for a couple of years and worked in an area where the cost of living is really high. And I was making, well below living wage for that area. And I had 2 roommates, and it took all 3 of us to keep our household running because we were all making well below living wage. And
right, so together you had to pull everything.
that completely reshaped how I saw money. And it has made me way less willing to put a lot of money into a single doll. I'm not
You
gonna
can
say
see that.
never. I'm not gonna say never because you should never say never, right? But these guys right here, they are very affordable.
Mhm.
She's realistic enough. I paid did I her price was like $80, but I think I got her on sale for 70. And then I did put a little bit of money into, like, modifying her. But all told, it was under $100.
Yeah, and you have a nice doll that you enjoy, and that's what matters, you know?
And I can share her with anybody of any age, pretty much, like, if a family friend's little girl wanted to hold her, I wouldn't worry about it. When I took her look-alike cousin to work that one time, I didn't worry about her being passed up and down the floor.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
so, she's not gonna be ruined by being played with, and I still love my reborns, and I don't wanna not have them, but why am I gonna do, you know, 4 or $500 for a single doll when I could do this?
Right, and it serves you, so and that is what your hobby is all about to begin with. I think we lose sight of that a lot of time, but our hobby is to serve us first and foremost, and then we attract like-minded people within the hobby that we are enjoying. And so I think, like I said, like we lose sight of that sometimes and we don't realize it. Like we just think, oh, I need to have all of the new sculpts because there's new sculpts coming out all the time. Although, like you and I were talking about the other day, I have noticed that there's not as many new sculpts coming out as there used to be back in the day. And I have also noticed that there are a lot of vendors who have sculpts that say not available, out of stock. And it's been that way for a while. So I don't know what's up with that.
Maybe just the economy in general. I mean, a lot of people are rethinking their spending right now.
Yeah, that probably has a lot to do with it.
But also, we think that we need to fit in, and I know one thing that I was, always doing was thinking, "Oh, I need insert thing because I could do this and this fun thing with this specific doll that I can't do with any of my own." And that's not true. That's that is a lie that your brain tells you to try to get you to feed it dopamine.
Yes.
because
Absolutely.
you can do whatever the fun thing is with the dolls that you already have.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean, don't get that new doll you want. That's a personal choice. But
Right.
that lie that I would tell myself of, "Oh, I need this specific doll to be happy," that's not true.
Right. Because if I get that doll, then I'll be satisfied, and then you get that doll and you realize, "Well, I still want something else," you know? So, but that's part of collecting too, is to like bring new things in, but also collecting is not all about accumulating, it's about collecting. So, you want to bring in what you really want. And I've taken that step back. Hi, Winnegar. Hi, Winnegar.
Hello.
So, I've taken that step back to where I want to plan things out and I want to follow through with things and stay on track and not get distracted to where like I'm hyper focused and then I look over to the side and go, "Oh, look at that." That is like my goal for 2026. I have my plan of bringing in let's see, 4 new dolls over the period of a year and I don't want to have it one on top of the other because I wanna have time to receive one doll and, like, really get to, um, know where that doll fits in the nursery, in my storyline, and really get their personality and all that down pat so that not only I make a connection, but my audience makes a connection because that is how your channel grows. Because you want that one doll or not even just one, maybe a few dolls that everyone knows when they see that somewhere that that's your doll. So like that's my goal is to get back to that and I want to enjoy the things that really matter to me and like I said, stop worrying so much about the politics and things that are going on in the doll world and let the people work that out who are the ones who are in control of it. So, that's
And
my goal.
I think you can create that uniqueness with any dolls that you might have, whether you're into reborns or other types of lifelike dolls or Blythes or Cabbage Patches or 18-inch dolls, whatever it is that you might have. And there's a whole
Yeah,
bunch of types that I left out, but I think you can do that. Even if you have factory made dolls, like you can create that unique feeling and that unique
absolutely.
connection that people
Mhm.
have to just your doll. And I really want to try to do that more in the new year as well because um one thing that I really enjoy and appreciate about the Paradise Galleries dolls that kind of reminds me of Lee Middleton back in the day actually is that they're baby size, but they come fully like out of the box with like toddler-like personalities.
Yeah,
Like, does
I've
that make
noticed that
sense?
about those too.
Like, I don't wanna make them talk or anything or do anything, like, overly cheesy, but
Right.
but I wanna bring out those personalities.
Well, see, that's me with my toddlers and stuff. I want them to have a personality, but I want it to be realistic. You know me, I like to edit in like real baby sounds and stuff like that when I'm doing role play. And I think that to me that really matters. But other people like to role play where they make their dolls talk and all that stuff. And if that's what they like, that's fine. And I've watched stuff like
Sure.
that, been entertained by it. But for me personally, like, what I want to have, I want it to really be like, cause like, Elio's, like, 3 to 4 months old. So, I want him to appear to be 3 to 4 months old, even though I could literally take him and sit him straight up right now without propping him in a bouncer seat or whatever. You couldn't do that with a real 3 to 4-month-old baby, so I want it to be realistic for his age.
Right. I want to bring out more of what's in my head to share with my audience. Like, Lily here, she's my little shy girl. She's kind of, she loves sensory things, like, this bunny is really sensory. And this is her security thing, like, she's holding on to it really tight with her little hand. and snuggling it. But nobody knows that about her except me. Well, now you guys do because I just said it, but
Right, right.
because I haven't brought it out.
Yeah, and that's really nice. Winnegar said, "My name is Liz. I can't wait for my New Year's baby to be home." Oh, congratulations.
Oh, congratulations. That's so exciting.
That's fun when you're waiting on a new baby and it's like, I have a new baby that's in the works too, so but I want it to be like a surprise. I am gonna do a live box opening with her. That's another thing that I'm changing about my channel this year. I want to do live box openings where people can participate that want to, and whoever couldn't make it to the live can watch the replay. But I want to make my box openings less stressful because I obsessed over making it perfect. Like I had to do all this editing and add in all these sounds and music and everything had to be just right, these perfect transitions and all this. And I'm like, I'm overcomplicating this because I didn't even get to enjoy the new doll I just got the first day that the doll was there because I was too busy editing videos and getting everything out there. So I just want to make it simple for myself.
Yeah. I'm definitely in a season right now of not purchasing. I can't. There's too much else that's going on in my life right now. But should any surprises come my way, because every time I say I'm not buying, that's what happens. Like,
Yeah.
I I just finished restoring a doll that was completely unexpected and came to me in a really special and bittersweet way. I'll share her on my own channel soon. But I want if that should happen, then I really wanna take the time and, like, really introduce newcomers and get back to some of the things that I loved when I first joined the community, like the the fun, very straightforward reveals and the first night home and, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I wanna get back to as well. I wanna do with my new toddler that I'm gonna do a first night home. Like, my plan is the first week I have her, I'm gonna dedicate that whole week to her and just show, like, different things and also make it educational too. Like, I've already got some stuff planned out. Like, I've been literally focused on that, and I have got, like, videos planned out with her and saved in my phone and everything, so I am prepared. Winnegar said he was or Liz said he was supposed to be a Christmas baby, but due to his price, I couldn't pay him off in time for Christmas. Well, that's okay. You're going to get him. She said he's a full body silicone colt by Helen Connors. Ooh,
Wow,
really cool. I used to
congratulations.
have some of those. I had two Helen Connors silicones back in the day. And her babies are more affordable. They definitely are at a more affordable price point, but even still, because they're silicone, you know, it's it's a lot. It's more than, the usual doll. So, but
I
still
used
good
to
for the
absolutely
silicone.
dream of that, like a silicone baby, but now I have a cat who thinks that personal space doesn't exist.
Right.
There's no way.
And he
There's
would
no
probably
way.
use the baby as a scratching post. So
I don't
she
think he
said
would. He's really gentle with the babies, but he just he wants to snuggle everything.
she said he's also a drinking wet baby too.
Oh, cool.
That can be really fun. I've had some of those too. They are fun.
I would love to play with one of those sometime. Just, like, play with one.
Yeah, and if you modify the bottle nipple just right, it'll you have to be careful because if you make the hole too big, I used to cut an X in the end of the nipple. And then most of the Helen Connors babies are gonna have a nice little tongue in there. So you can, like, stick the bottle nipple, in between where the tongue is and the roof of the mouth and just kind of, like, uh, tilt the bottle up and down, like maybe it would be looking at like the baby was drinking from it, and it'll like open up that little X that you cut in the end of the nipple, and so it'll help them to drink the bottle faster, so you're not just sitting there holding them for so long. And I used to do that, so I didn't have 30-minute drinking wet videos.
Hey, have you seen the new thing that's going around where people are doing, like, baby of the week and stuff on their channels?
I have heard of that. It seemed like I watched a video of someone that was doing that. I had not watched the whole week, but I, like, caught one of the videos where she was doing baby of the week.
That's something I've thought about, like, picking one out and just, like, focusing on that one for a week,
Yeah.
on and
That
off camera.
I remember you did that one time with Karina. You remember that?
Yes, I did, and it was amazing.
And you put all of your other dolls away. I remember you're like, "They're still here, but I've got them put away." So she's literally the only doll here that's out in the open.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually did that when I was moving too. I moved recently, and I could only keep one baby out, and that was my moving buddy. So I kept Rowan out, my Anne Lauren doll, and then when I got here, I did have to go ahead and get Lyndon out because she's my child-sized doll, and she was packed really tightly, and I didn't want her to stay like that because I didn't want it to stress her. And I
Listen, I'm
also
getting it secondhand. I also have a reborn toddler named from the Liam kit. He is the only baby I have until the silicone comes home.
Liam is
Also, that'll
so
be a fun
cute.
dynamic.
Liam is
Yeah,
so cute.
it's always fun to have that, toddler and baby dynamic, when you're, like, doing photos and stuff like that,
Yes. I
and you
really
wanna put
enjoyed that too after I moved with my one child size and my one baby. I was like, "I could do this."
I'm trying to make Elio hold his bottle. There we go. I've got his head to the side, and I got his bottle in his mouth, and his other hand, I've got his
Oh,
armature bent, and he's, like, holding his bottle. That is so cute.
oh,
It's the little things.
it is. It really, really is. Like, it is the little things. It's the little things that make them so much fun.
Yeah, just changing his position and putting that bottle in his mouth. And he looks so real. He looks like a real little baby laying there drinking a bottle.
And, like, she can hold her toy, like, she's completely holding that by herself right now.
Mhm. Yeah, she looks really cute holding on to it. Oh, I am so glad that this live turned out. I'm just gonna assume that YouTube was having technical difficulties last night and that it wasn't me because it's fine today. And I'm also
Yeah.
gonna assume that um I need to have all of my guests to wear earbuds because even though Nikki was echoing, we were having technical issues before that even started. So I think it was a little bit of a combination of both. So I'm just going to start every live off now by telling my guests, hey, you need to wear earbuds so that we don't have a feedback loop and an echo. And then if it's still too many technical difficulties, then I guess I'll have my audience to tell me, if it's too much, and I'll just reschedule because if it's a YouTube glitch at the time, there's nothing I can do about that but reschedule because today is fine. So,
Yeah.
um, so if that ever happens again, that'll be the plan for that because I don't want someone to have to sit through and endure an hour, over an hour of a lot of feedback, sound feedback. So, and the stuff that we're going to be talking about, like all of the everybody that's going to be featured, Nicole is going to be featured, everybody on the 6th. So
So excited.
I do have all that listed on my wall. So if you want to see all the topics that are coming up in January, and then it's going to be new topics each month, and there's going to be guests at each one. So um, if you guys want to tune into that, she is going to be my guest, and we have lots of great stuff to talk about. Your limb is named Gideon. Oh, that's a cute name.
I love the name Gideon.
Yeah, I do too. And it's different. It doesn't get used a lot. I like to pick different names too. Eliel is a biblical name. It is Eliel is actually in the Bible, and it's one of King David's warriors, his soldiers. I just love the name. Like, it's not like he has like a huge role in the Bible, but the name just stuck out to me, and I was like, "Hey, that's it. That's his name."
I love that you found that because, like, I never noticed it.
No, I didn't either, and I was like, I mean, but it is. It's such a the the both times that Eliel is mentioned is like just short and sweet in the Bible. So it is really hard to find his name, but I love it. But yeah,
Well,
I guess we can end this live now that we know that how to fix the technical issue, and
and
we
this
know
was
that there's
fun.
also glitching. Yeah, it was really fun. So on top of the planned lives, I'll have some pop-up lives sometimes with friends so people can just join in and chat with us.
Fun fact, this is the first live that I've ever, like, participated in as one of the people, like, on video.
Yay! Well, I'm glad that I could be the first person you participated with.
Me too.
This was fun. This was so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Liz, I hope your new baby makes it home safe and sound. Congratulations again.
yeah, and same for me. I hope you enjoy your new baby and, um, come back and share with us. Do you share videos or do you just comment? If you do videos, we'll come check out your channel too. We'll wait for a response from her. I don't know. We've got 15 viewers on here, but not a lot of people are talking.
I just heard my cat wake up and jump very loudly from his window perch onto the bed.
Yeah, so he's like, hello, are you doing something without me?
He is getting ready to come interrupt me. He
She
totally
said,
is.
thanks, I'll be doing a box opening video of him. Okay, well, we'll go check out
Great.
your channel. We'll subscribe and we'll help you welcome your new baby when it arrives. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And this was fun. And so, like I said, there'll be pop-up lives from time to time, but the planned lives are going to be very interesting, very educational, and like I said, different guest every week. And my plan is to have that series run for the entire year. And there will be like a few times that there's going to be like a break because of holidays or whatever. But for the most part, it's just going to be a running thing. And hopefully it is a favorite with everyone because I would love to continue it.
It's
Should
gonna
I
be
be in between
exciting stuff.
videos? I have some videos on my channel, but I haven't done any in a while, but I plan on doing more. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and
Great.
sub. Yeah, come back and do some videos and have fun with us, and we'll be glad to support your channel. Okay, well, I guess I will end this live. Thank you, Nicole, for being here.
Thank you for having me. Lily's gonna wave.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye. Happy New Year, everybody.